Right, as it's lockdown and I'm bored, I thought I would try one of these YouTube instructional videos, which I find so useful. I'm looking to try and replace the limescale cartridge on a Quooker system. It's the first time I've done it, and as usual the instructions don't seem to quite emulate what my setup looks like, but anyway, I think the first thing we need to do, according to them, is to turn off the cooker, but not turn it off at the mains, turn it off on the lid. So it said it's a Q-shaped button. Oh, there's something. There's the end of the Q. Right, next you've got to flush all the hot water out of the tank. And it will turn on the cold as well. Don't know why you need the cold on. Yeah, I guess there are 3 litres of this in the tank, so it takes a while. Got to wait till it runs out. Okay, that seems to be running out. Dribbly dribbly. I don't want to put my finger under it. Let's turn the cold one on as well. I'll have to risk it. It's warm but not boiling. Okay. Right, next instruction is close the main tap or stopcocks if an inlet combination is present. God knows what an inlet combination is. I can see what looks like a stopcock there. Oh, we'll try turning that off. Any other stop? What's that one at the top? Let's get a torch. God, this is professional. What's that running from until? Well, there's the thingy. There's another one there. I expect that would be quite smart to turn off. Any other stopcocks we can see? I don't know what that bit is. So, where's the mains coming in there? And it goes through the filter system. God knows how that works. Right, I turned off every single stopcock I can see, and the next instruction is we've got to unscrew, detach the saturated cartridge by twisting it out of the head and replace it with a new one. So, okay, I'm going to have to stop the camera because we're going to need 2 hands to do this, but I'm expecting a rush of water to pour out, so I've put a towel down. Okay, so I twisted it and it popped off. The problem is, there you go, look, bit of squirt of water coming out. Of course, it's now been mounted too close to the bloomin' deck, so I can't actually. Oh, there it does come out. Well, there we go. Okay, so here's the old one that we've just taken out, and then here's the new one ready to go in. 80 quid that cost. I mean, it's a complete rip-off, but there you go. I've got my helpful hound here. Out the way. Go on, chew. Right, well, I tried to get it under there, but it won't go, so I'm going to have to unscrew these little screws here. I'm going to take it off the back. I'll try and remount on that slightly higher so it's a bit easier next time. Okay, now I can see what I'm looking at. Yeah, it should just go in there and screw on. Right, once you get it lined up correctly, it screws in quite straightforward. Ugh. You really need a... Right, that'll do. Right, next we open up all the stopcocks that I'd managed to close, so that's one. And then we did this little one at the back, whatever that is, two. And then the main cold water supply. Oh, three. Okay, I hear a whoosh. Thankfully, it didn't piss out all over the place. Okay, now we've got to flush it. So the instructions tell me it's got to be 20 litres. I've got no idea how much 20 litres looks like, so I know that this is a litre. So 20 of these. One. God, as if 80 quid wasn't enough, you've now got to chuck 20 litres of fresh water down the drain. 19. 20. All right. Okay, so 20 litres until the water runs clear. Let's taste it. Yep, that tastes like water. Okie dokie. Right, now we've just got to turn it back on again. So I think it's just that little red button on the top. And then we wait for the boiling water to start. Now the next thing we're going to do is this funky little number, which is supposed to be some kind of a countdown clock or something like that. Tell you when to change it next and spend another 80 quid. Right, let's better get the instructions out for this. Right, more genius from the folks at Quooker. Activating your scale control plus meter. Right, you've got to press the button, I think it said on the top. This is genius. Oh, there we go. Right, press that. Now, I think from having done our test, it took 17 drops of the funny little liquid before it would make it green. So I think we press to 17 and press the wheel again to confirm. Turn the wheel again to set the power in kilowatts in correspondence with the type of tank you have. See table below. What table? Oh, this is the only table I could find. I've had to come back to my computer and look up the bloomin' thing. But this is just all about your water hardness. Now I know that we were on 17 and we've got a Pro 3 tank, so it should last 20 weeks. But there's nothing on here about what bloomin' kilowatt of electricity. What's this bit? Oh, there's the table below. Right. So the Pro 3 is 1.6 kilowatts. Right. Right, back we go. And yes, there we are. It is flashing on 1.6 kilowatts. So we press that. Looks like we have to press it again. And there's 100%. Now I think that with a reading of 17 on the old dripper dipper thing they sent us, you put water in it and then you put droplets in, and then however many droplets it is equates to how hard your water is. We get 20 weeks, so I'm guessing this is just going to count down now for 20 weeks and then set an alarm. Anyway, the proof of the pudding is going to be in doing a little test to see whether our water is now softer. Now we put the filter on it. So what you do is you get your, not on boiling water obviously, just on regular cold water, you just got to get a little dribble in the bottom, 5 ml, drop more, there we go, and then you're supposed to drip this thing into it by the drop. 1, 2, 3. Let's start with 3. Now normally that goes red And then it's a question of how many drops it takes to make it go green. So 3 so far. 4, you've got to give it a whiz. On the regular taps, 5. In the house it takes 17 without going through a filter. It's still pretty red to me. 6. 7. I think we've been had. 8. Is there a little tinge of greenness coming? 9. Ooh. Nope, still red. 10. This seems to have made bugger all difference. 11. No. Still red. 12, 13 at least. Bit of a squirt. 14, 15, 16. Oh, I think we're starting to go green. Hard to tell when you're colourblind. Right, 17 is what we get out of the other taps in the house. So I can safely say that the Quooker descaler and whatever it's called would seem to make absolutely bugger all difference to maybe it helps the scaling. It certainly doesn't help the water get any softer. Well, that's the end of my first ever instructional video on YouTube. What do they say? If you like it, or if you want to follow it, or I'm not going to do another one, but anyway, I hope it was useful for someone.